Should be 1 and 2. If I plugged it in right. We'll find out later. No, we're good.
Okay.
Let's keep going.
Okay. Hello and welcome to the Free Bin, a podcast of the Toledo, Oregon Public Library. My name is Sophia.
I'm Harrison.
And we're here to talk about lost media and media that has the Mandela Effect.
Yeah. Lost perhaps to the universe. Lost from reality.
Forever.
And it looks like we got our inputs correct because I see the little things going up and down, so we did it right.
We know how to do our jobs. Okay. But first, we got new news. We have some really cool and exciting upcoming events. Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay. So first is the Adult Craft on January 24th from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. We're making wool felt penguins. I've got a wait list for that, but come and be on the wait list. I'm pretty sure I can accommodate everybody on the wait list, so come sign up and come hang with us. And then
I've been really anticipating this because behind Sophia's desk right now, there's a phalanx of wool penguin kits lined up, ready for battle.
Yes. I've got an army of penguins ready to go. Okay, and then on the 31st, we have two very exciting events. So Steam Saturday was rescheduled from the 17th to the 31st because we are closed on the 17th. So on the 31st, we have Steam Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. We're making self-watering terrariums. Mm-hmm. Very fun. That also, I feel like there's still room to sign up. So come sign up in the library. And then from 3 to 4, we have paint and sip. So we'll be doing paint by numbers while we sip some cider. It's going to be fun.
Don't sip the paint.
Don't sip the paint. There's a wait list for that too, but I'm pretty sure I can accommodate everyone in the wait list also. So get your name on there and we'll come hang out and have some fun.
Nice.
And that's it.
Busy as always.
Yes.
All right. Speaking of sipping, I have the beverage of the week. And let me get this here. All right. It's an orangish, pinkish, kind of an unusual color. It's a Mountain Dew. We're doing the Dew. Mountain Dew Baja Cabo Citrus. Tropical citrus punch flavor.
Stop it. Get some help.
Cabo. I have never been to Cabo San Lucas. You ever been to Cabo?
Yes, I have. It's beautiful.
Nice.
This really isn't evoking Cabo San Lucas in my mind. It's like a peachy orange.
What I was going to ask is it a citrus? It's been Baja, so is it a citrus growing area? I think of it as like a fishing and tourism kind of.
That's what I think of. I don't think of citrus.
I did look into this a little bit because I wanted to see, I want to fact check the Mountain Dew because I've never been there, but I thought I don't think of it as a big agriculture area, but apparently with the restaurant scene, there is a big farm to table movement around Cabo. So there are a lot of artisanal. I don't know about citrus. I don't know. I don't know how natural this is. I don't think they are importing their artificial orange flavor from the greater Cabo San Lucas metropolitan area. But we can hope. Here we are. Did you see Sammy Hagar in Cabo? Doesn't he?
No, but he has a restaurant there. I'm pretty sure, right?
I think so.
I think we went there.
I heard they keep him in a really small enclosure and he just paces back and forth. It's really sad.
Poor Sammy. I'm pretty sure we went to his restaurant. If I'd have to fact check with my parents. But,
nice.
Yeah.
Someday go to Sammy Hagar's restaurant, go to the Jimmy Buffett restaurant. I've walked by a Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville plenty of times, but
does it look fun? Does it look like a good time?
It looks like it wants to be fun. It was the one on the Strip. I think it was at like Planet Hollywood in Vegas. Something like that. It could be good, but I don't know. All right, here we go. Cabo citrus.
I'm a little worried.
There we go. It has a picture of, looks like a lime and I think an orange slice. Could be a grapefruit. The pinkness makes me think. Do you smell it?
It smells like sugar. Straight up.
There's some more in here. Yeah, it's got... There's a sourness that's not like a refreshing sourness to the smell. It's like it smells mean.
Acrid?
Yeah, acrid. That's the word.
There we go. Okay.
Right, let's go.
No.
No?
No.
It's a surprise.
Take your time.
It's
No.
it's not a no from me. It's a maybe. I feel like I'm gonna get heartburn later today. That's what it tastes like to me.
It tastes like grapefruit, but like in a really terrible way. And it's like really sweet.
Oh.
And then bitter. And my mouth feels full of sticky stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of thick. It's not pleasant. It's not refreshing. It's heavy. It's sweet in a heavy way.
Yeah, sweet and heavy. On this segment of Try It, It's Awful, it really was really awful.
Yeah, it's yeah. That's something. Yeah, and we're two hosting it today. Cindy is, last we heard, surrounded by balloon animals. I haven't heard from her in a few days, so we're hoping she's okay.
We hope she's having the time of her life in the sun.
Yes.
Not drinking Mountain Dew tropical citrus punch.
Yeah, I'm drinking something else.
Hopefully something more delicious, fun.
Yeah, so we'll expect her back next week. She'll probably have some stories. Today we are talking about lost media. I'm going to talk some about lost media, and Sophia's going to talk some about the Mandela Effect, which, whether that counts as lost media or not, we'll discuss. That's up to you. And we have some examples of each. So first, for definitions, the term lost media refers to what it sounds like. Media that are lost, or maybe more accurately, artistic works and records of events that have been lost to time, destruction, or suppression. These can range from big, holy grail cultural works, such as major motion pictures or TV pilots with no surviving copies, to smaller things like local TV commercials or concert videos. No matter how small, pretty much everything is a big deal to somebody. And usually there's one or more people you can find out on the internet hunting for something in this vein. So I'm going to address some works that fall at various points along this spectrum. And when I talk about works being suppressed, I'm not necessarily just referring to published works that have been officially censored by government action or something similar. There's a category of dubiously lost media that's works, records that we know exist, and we may even know where they are and who has them, but we just can't see them. This includes things like, on the more unpleasant end, audio recording of Timothy Treadwell and Amy Huguenard being eaten alive by a bear, or the 1974 on-air suicide of reporter Christine Chubbuck, or recordings used as criminal evidence. These are recordings that are known to exist. At least, one of the ones I cited was broadcast live at the time, and they're simply not shared by the individuals or organisms. Sorry, I haven't had enough Baja Cabo citrus yet. The individuals or organizations that retain them. Sometimes there's an obvious ethical or legal reason not to release these recordings, as in the cases I just mentioned. But other times there may be, copyright or artistic reasons that somebody might just choose to hold on to their work. So an example of this would be the actor Topher Grace apparently has made an 85 minute re-edit of the first 3 Star Wars prequels into a single film.
What?
Just as like a personal project, to like build his editing skills. And some people who have seen it have said it's really good, but of course he's never going to share it publicly because it's Star Wars. He doesn't have rights to do that. It's just a personal project, but it's known and a lot of people want to see what he did with it.
I do.
But I do too. But we probably will just never get to. Other times it may be, a work in progress or an early TV episode that just didn't jibe with the rest of the story. So the folks who made it just kind of canned it after, initial airing. Yeah. Or something like that. So the question is it lost if we know where it is, but you simply can't get at it for whatever reason? There's a bit of a gray area there. So I bring that point up to kind of explain the aesthetic of, forbidden knowledge spookiness that you sometimes encounter when you're looking up like lost media YouTube channels and folks who cover this, when it wouldn't necessarily make sense in general if someone's hunting for, an old TV show. Why is there ominous music playing in the background of this YouTube channel? And that provides some background for a story that I'm going to cover at the end of my segment.
Okay.
So I'll just give you a few examples of lost media that I find intriguing, right? So one is Bryant and May Matches. That's a match company that made the first ever commercial, as far as we know. It was an 1896 film produced by Burt Akers. It's a commercial, so I'm not going to go too much into detail with it. I think it was pretty straightforward. But the first commercial that we know that was ever aired, like in theaters, I presume, no copies survive that we know of, right? And that's something. Sometimes people will find things on an old, if it's more recent, on an old VHS tape in an attic somewhere, or maybe somebody has the film. Another first that is lost is the June 11th, 1949 debut of Hank Williams on the Grand Ole Opry. He performed Lovesick Blues. It was on WSM radio in Nashville and received according to what I found, 6 encores, and it launched him into being the Hank Williams that we know, who has produced several further generations of Hank Williamses.
Wow.
Hank 3 is my favorite.
But I've never listened. I'm so sorry.
Oh,
maybe I've heard it.
You'd recognize some Hank Williams songs out there. So, lots of recordings of him in various places exist, but this first performance on the Grand Ole Opry, no copies exist.
I can't believe it.
And I couldn't believe it either. But again, it's that thing of, man, somebody might have
somewhere in their attic or basement or just
Yeah. I don't know if they were recording the broadcast at that time. I don't know. I mean, 49? Who knows? I don't know.
Was it on radio?
Yeah, it was on radio.
Does a radio copy exist?
Yeah, I don't know what I've got to look more into this of would this audio recording have been backed up in some capacity in 49? I'm trying to think of my technologies and what was available and what was in common use, but I'm sure there's more of a radio person out there
who would know.
Your
people, call my people.
Yes, call us. We record our podcast onto Edison wax cylinders, by the way. It's all, and then we hook it up to an adapted telegraph machine, and that's how you're hearing us now. We hope nothing breaks because nobody can fix those. I dropped my notes. So my notes for the show are now lost media. Oh, did I almost spill the Baja?
Yes.
Uh-oh.
It could have been a disaster.
Could have been. Lost episode. So another one. I really like this one. Are you familiar with 1-900-490 Freak?
No. What?
Freddie Freaker.
What?
I'm going to hit pause on the recording, and I'm going to show Sophia, and I'll provide a link in the show notes as well, the famous commercial for Freddie Freaker. And break. All right. Sophia, can you describe what just happened to us?
A nightmare. I felt like I was hallucinating. It's like Gremlins, but weirder, like a weird version of Gremlins. And I was also struggling to find out, like, what do they do? What's...
And that's the thing. We have the commercial. Lots of people remember this commercial. I didn't see it during, the early 90s. I believe you would have been seeing that in some markets. It's a weird dancing gremlin-like puppet, as Sophia said, advertising the freak phone, a 1-900 number. This was the heyday of 900 numbers. You know, you pay to call, and you got all kinds of services on a 900 number, but this particular one was marketed toward kids and adolescents. And you'd call the number, leave a recording, hear a recording somebody else made, or leave a message to Freddie Freaker himself, the dancing, rubbery, creepy puppet. And it would give you, I don't know, in pop culture info or something like that. So a lot of people would record songs, jokes, odd sounds, party locations sometimes. And then if it was a particularly creative recording that the folks who ran the line liked, it would get featured, and you would become a freak phone star as the featured recording.
They'd use your voice without paying you?
Yeah. Before, we all had the internet and stuff. So this was a way of connecting sort of with people in this way. But what's lost is the recordings. We have what people remember. We have descriptions, but the actual contents of this 900 number does not survive. We have the commercial. We know what people were doing on it.
Yeah.
But there's, who knows, hours and hours of these wild kind of probably sociologically interesting recordings made during this time of people calling the freak phone. But that's all lost that we know of. But this, given the era, man, it could be on a tape somewhere, right?
It could be.
Like on a bunch of tapes.
Yeah.
But we don't know.
Oh, God, it's going to be stuck in my head all day. Call now.
1-900-490 freak.
Call now.
Dancing new sensation. Another one is London After Midnight, a 1927 American silent mystery horror film directed by Todd Browning, who directed the 1931 Dracula and Freaks, starring Lon Chaney. So this was a big deal movie. It was distributed by MGM. And no copies survive that we know of.
Wow.
Unless maybe it's somewhere locked away. But despite the fact that no copies exist, I'm pretty sure you have seen the photo of Lon Chaney in makeup for this movie.
Maybe.
It's been fairly influential right there.
I feel like I have seen that.
And
it's creepy.
Yeah, he's got a top hat, he's got pointy teeth and creepy eyes, and it's been this image, this character design has been used as the inspiration for a lot of stuff, like the Babadook is based on this character.
Well, this is a scary movie, right?
Yeah, it is.
I haven't seen that. I've heard of it. I haven't seen.
It's scary. It's sad. I enjoyed it. But yeah, this has been an influential character design.
It's terrifying.
And it's, the movie doesn't exist.
Wow.
And of course, there are people hunting for it.
Yeah. But I wonder why. Why doesn't it?
It was destroyed in the 1965 MGM Vault fire, the last known copy.
Wow.
Turner Classic Movies did in 2002 air a reconstruction using the script and some production stills to kind of recreate it.
Yeah.
So that fire was caused by an electrical short igniting the nitrate film and killed somebody.
That's terrible.
And destroyed the entire contents of the vault. So, yeah, those are a few. And I do want to finish my segment here with an interesting case that I found.
I'm ready.
All right. So, let me reshuffle my notes now that I've dropped them. So I'm going to start by telling you this story the way I encountered it in the wilds of Lost Media YouTube. Okay. So I'm going to be an unreliable narrator here. So everybody hold your angry emails until I finish telling the story.
Okay.
Encarnacion Betchavez was a flower shop in Manila. During the 1990s, they ran a TV ad in heavy rotation during, among other things, a popular pro wrestling block on TV. Consequently, lots of people remember this commercial, and like so many local commercials, it has been lost to time, existing only, as far as we know, in the memories of people who saw it. Here's where the narrative starts to bifurcate. If you search for Encarnacion Betchavez online, you'll see that it's remembered as an unintentionally disturbing commercial, with a combination of awkward production and harsh lighting combining to create a weird, uncanny vibe that surely caused nightmares for the many children who saw it. The internet is now filled with various creepy recreations of this lost commercial, and any Lost Media YouTuber worth their acetate has covered this item at least once. But I recently came across a YouTube video by a Filipino YouTuber who goes by Undusthings. I'll link him in the show notes. He seems to be a serious hobbyist collector and cataloger of Filipino TV and pop culture. He's not a Lost Media guy per se, and he says so himself. I'll link the video in the show notes. In it, he does a pretty good job of tearing apart the narrative that I just gave you and the problems that it creates. For one thing, importantly, according to him, nobody in the Philippines remembers this commercial being creepy. It was just the kind of low-budget local commercial that everybody everywhere in the world remembers from their childhood. The creepiness seems to have gotten applied to it by foreign content creators who, again, often use those spooky vibes to pull in views. The result has been a years-long barrage of requests from all over the world directed at Philippine Lost Media forums and anyone who might have information seeking this supposedly creepy commercial that the vast majority of the requesters haven't even seen. This means for, say, Filipino millennials who actually want to just see this nostalgic childhood commercial again, most potential leads have been thoroughly burned. Anyone who even might have a surviving copy on VHS has already been hounded to the point that they know better than to respond, and at least one has had to scrub their contact info from the internet entirely.
Wow.
I went on Google to see if the flower shop still exists. I am not sure, and I just want to leave them alone. But this is it. This is a local commercial for a flower shop that people just wanted to see again. And it has been spun up into this urban legend about it being this cursed, creepy video. And it's resulted in real world harm. Like if you look to see if this flower shop still exists, there is an address listed in Google Maps, and there's still like a Google reviews page for it. And it is completely filled with people asking about this commercial from the 90s. I don't know that they're even still in business, but the Google reviews are being hounded by people looking for this commercial that some YouTube video told them was creepy.
Wow.
From all over the world. It's wild. And this brings me to a broader point that's my conclusion that I arrived at after looking at some of this and looking at the aesthetic that gets applied to lost media. Mm-hmm. Why is it presented as spooky a lot of times? And it's something that I'm coming to terms with as, as I start going gray and the clothes I wore in high school become somehow fashionable again because they're so
they go
old.
In circles.
Yeah. A lot of it just has to do with age. There's this thing now called analog horror, and it goes back a good way. That grimy aesthetic of some old horror movies, like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre is a great example.
Mm-hmm. From the 70s?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That
very grimy.
Grimy. The film stock itself lends something to it. It looks homemade. It looks untrustworthy, right? It adds something. So the medium, the format itself can add a creepiness to something that's already intended to be creepy. As can, if you're watching it on VHS later, a kind of worn out VHS tape has a nice patina to it. And the idea of cursed or otherwise forbidden tapes and films can be found in movies like the Ring series, Sinister, 8mm with Nicolas Cage. I don't know if anyone saw that one. So the term analog horror these days refers to modern filmmakers trying to recapture that analog aesthetic to create a sense of eerie nostalgia. The most explicit example is Kyle Edward Ball's Skinamarink, which basically plays out like a VHS camcorder recording of a child's nightmare. Barely anything happens in this movie, and yet it's somehow the saddest movie I've ever seen, and it measurably worsened my mental health for weeks after I saw it. I highly recommend it.
Oh, God.
It's very divisive. It's rough. What we're seeing, I think, is just the association of analog formats with the childhood of a previous generation. In this case, my own generation, as hard as that is to accept, and artifacts beloved by children who have long since grown up can become symbols of, lost childhood, lost innocence. And these are toys that were put down by a child one day and never picked up again. So there's an inherent kind of sadness about them, and that can tip over to creepiness when they persist into the present day, especially in the minds of, maybe younger folks who don't have that nostalgia. They're just encountering this as something from another time. They don't remember when it was a joyful thing for them. Yeah. So for example, this is why I think clowns are now regarded as creepy when they were once just fun for the whole family. Mm-hmm. For generations raised without clowns as part of children's entertainment, it's out of place. It's an anachronism. It's the childhood joy of someone who has long since grown old and died, and there's something uncanny about it in the minds of some people. So I'm accepting that VHS is the new clowns. And my Saturday morning TV memories that were just fun and nostalgic might look to my own children like ghosts. So that's my spiel. And now we're going to take it to an even weirder place.
Here we are. Okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Okay, we're starting with Mandela Effect, where it's like this phenomenon of people collectively misremembering something. It's like a group phenomenon. And so I think I was reading an article that tried to explain it as it's like what you want to remember versus what actually happened, which I think is weird that it happens in people from different parts of the country who never interacted or had a way to talk to each other all remember the same thing. Mm-hmm. So here we are. The first one, which may be one of the most famous Mandela effects, is from Star Wars when Darth Vader is like, Luke, I am your father. But he doesn't say that. Mm-hmm. He says, what does he say? No, I am your father. That's what he says. Which all my life, I feel like I've been saying the Luke version.
Yeah. I feel like I've heard the Luke, I am your father as the mimetic remembering of it. Mm-hmm. Even when I try to remember it as no, I feel like I can hear it as no, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
That actually feels right to me.
Yeah.
Like, no, Luke. I can hear the cadence.
Yeah. You can hear what James Earl Jones. I feel like you can hear him say Luke.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe it's like different parts of the movie being mashed up together in our collective memories.
Mm-hmm. That's a big one.
It is a big one. So another one, which this was one of my favorite movies growing up, and even still, The Wizard of Oz, the Wicked Witch of the West, when she sends her flying monkeys after Dorothy, I thought she said, "Fly, my pretties, fly," and so do a lot of other people. No, that's not what she says. She just says, "Fly, fly, fly." So now I feel like I have to go back and fact check this because this seems incorrect.
I don't know if I remember my pretties specifically, but I feel like she addressed them in some way.
Yeah.
Like fly, like monkeys or something.
Yeah. I feel like I heard her calling them my pretties, or she says my pretties elsewhere in the film.
Yeah. I know she calls Dorothy my pretty, doesn't she?
Yeah, we have to go back and we have to
go back.
We have to have a movie night with The Wizard of Oz, and we have to, for our own purposes, to fact check. Okay, another exciting one. Mickey Mouse's suspenders. How does he hold up his pants? He doesn't. He doesn't have suspenders.
No.
Yes.
No.
Correct. No suspenders.
He has... So if he doesn't have one of them has suspenders, right? Because I'm remembering that. Is there another character? Did Oswald the Lucky Rabbit have suspenders?
I don't know. Another one we gotta fact check.
We did go back and look into this, and in at least one example we found Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, a precursor to Mickey Mouse, did wear a single suspender. So that might be explanatory, maybe.
Because I was like, what? So here we are. He's one moment away from an emergency with no suspenders.
Yeah, well, I mean, Donald Duck just goes around wearing a shirt. And just nothing.
No pants.
Nothing at all.
Who needs pants? Not Donald Duck.
So maybe that's why Mickey's not worried about it. He's like, what happens, happens. We've set a precedent here.
Another one, which I grew up watching, was it on Cartoon Network? They really aired a lot of old cartoons, like Batman and what's that? Speed Racer and other cartoons from years past. And so I grew up watching those on Cartoon Network. So one of them was Scooby-Doo. And so one of the Mandela effects is that Shaggy has an Adam's apple, which he doesn't. He doesn't have an Adam's apple. So,
but he and Scooby swallow a lot, don't they? And don't they?
People remember him having an Adam's apple when he inhales a giant sandwich, but no, he doesn't. I feel like they're lying to me. They're being gaslit into oblivion. Okay, I got a few more examples. Another one, which I was like, I'm so sure that I watched this, but I guess it doesn't exist, is a movie called Shazam with a comedian Sinbad. I guess it doesn't exist. It didn't happen. And he's come out and said publicly a lot of times, no, this never happened. I never made that movie.
I've heard about this one a lot. I know that there was a big genie movie with Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, and it was called Kazam, and it was pretty not good.
But I've never heard someone say, oh, yeah, I was thinking of the Shaquille O'Neal movie. People very specifically remember Sinbad being in a movie.
Yeah.
So
collectively.
This is one you remember?
Yeah. Yes, I feel like I remember watching this movie on on TV, like a made-for-TV movie.
Do you remember any details of the movie?
No, I just remember the comedian. But it's like, if he says it doesn't exist, then,
Yeah. Fascinating.
Okay, 2 more. One is the Berenstain Bears.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone, there's a collective movement of people remembering them as STIN, Berenstain Bears, but apparently it's Berenstain Bears.
I remember it as Berenstain
with the
Bears.
E.
Yes, with an E. I remember it.
And when I came to work here, I was like, I'm going to fact check this. And I checked our collection because some of our books go back to a long way because this library's been here a long time. And so I fact checked and it was STAIN. I was like, what?
Yeah, that one kind of freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah. And then the last one was Curious George's Tale, which I fact checked the other day because I was weeding some books, getting rid of some things that were in not great condition. And people remember Curious George having a tail, but he doesn't. It was never there.
I feel like I remember Curious George hanging by his tail.
Right.
But it might be that he's hanging onto things with his feet in my memories. But he should have a tail. Most monkeys have tails.
Yeah, they do. So.
Yeah. I'm seeing there are a couple of tail related ones.
We can end on another one. Okay, so Snoopy's tail. People remember it as black, but in reality, it's white with a small black spot on it. That one I don't feel like as attached to in my memory. I don't really remember his tail.
I don't either. What about Pikachu's tail?
In my mind, watching it from the 90s, it had a black stripe at the top.
No.
But no, it didn't. Right?
Yeah.
But I'll have to go back because Indigo League, which aired on TV in the 90s, is on Netflix now when I watch it with my kids.
Okay.
And so I feel like we could fact check this.
I'm Googling.
Okay.
Indigo League. First season of the Pokemon. There we go. There. Yeah. No,
it's not there.
it's not there.
Wow. Why
Not
does
there.
everyone collectively remember that? But it's...
See, this one, I did some digging because I was never into Pokemon when it first got going, but
oh, yeah.
I remember it having a zigzaggy black
On his tail.
But I did find that, hang on. I'm going to Google around some more. I thought that female Pikachu... No. Oh, okay, this is weird. Because the female Pikachu has the different shaped tail tip with the divot.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was black, and that was the explanation that I'd found was... Oh,
Like there's a whole episode about female and male Pikachus and like Pikachu going off to be with the Pikachus, but he actually then, it all turns around and he goes back with Ash to continue their adventures. But there was this whole thing about the difference between male and female Pikachus.
And now, so I'm weirded out right now because I had thought that the explanation I found was that female Pikachus had a black notched tip. But now I'm seeing that the female Pikachu's tail also is the same body color. And I feel like that was wrong because I Googled this on the basis of having heard, the female Pikachu does have a black tip with the divot in it. So it's happening to me right now. You're listening to this Mandela Effect happening to me in real time. I thought this was the explanation, and it's not. Is not.
Maybe it's because he had something dark on the bottom of his tail. If you look at pictures, maybe it's just remembering the placement.
Yeah, there's like a shadow or something.
Yeah, it looks like brown in some of the pictures. Maybe it's just misremembering the placement.
And you'd be a better source for this than me because I'm not as well versed in Pokemon, but it felt wrong to me.
You didn't grow up playing the game and the cards and watching the show?
I did not. Pichu has a black tail.
Yeah, he does. He's real cute.
So there we are. So do you believe do you believe this is misremembering, or do you think that we have slipped across dimensions, as some people believe with the Mandela effect?
I don't know. Maybe a little bit of both. I feel like all these people like collectively remembering stuff like the fruit of the loom with the cornucopia, you know, I feel like they're not wrong. You know, all the masses of people across space and time, you know, how could they all be misremembering?
I remember that cornucopia. I remember it was on the right. It curled up. It curled to the left, and it stuck out the right side of the logo in the rear. And that's the hardest one for me to swallow. Like, I'm so sure it had a cornucopia.
So sure.
But memory is also,
I guess it's fickle.
Interesting.
I'm so fascinated that like how does a group of people collectively misremember altogether the same exact thing? Mm-hmm. How does that happen? You know, and like how did we all? I guess like for me it ties into like how did we all have these like random facts about things, you know, but we all like thought the same like weird facts, you know, but like there wasn't like the internet or anything to like spread the information to these kids across America at the time, you know?
Yeah. I think, I mean, it speaks to the power of culture to like seep into us, and things that we think are our own idea maybe are just we've sucked up from the environment in some way. Even if we're not going around telling each other that there's a cornucopia in the Fruit of the Loom logo, somehow we all have it.
Yeah.
Because there are cornucopias all over the place. In the U.S., especially around Thanksgiving time and stuff, you see cornucopia imagery a lot. It looks an awful lot like the brown leaves or whatever it is on the Fruit of the Loom logo. And your brain sucks up the cornucopia, and at the same time you're looking at the tags in your underpants, and there's this fruit with this vague brown shape behind it, and your brain just fills it in. I don't know. So there was, I don't know if this is relevant, but I feel like it is. I read a book called Investigating the Paranormal by Tony Cornell. I really enjoyed this book. He was a parapsychologist with Cambridge University. And he described his, like, one of his firsthand, you know, quote unquote ghost experiences when he was like a student. He was walking home from a pub, and there was a guy in front of him walking along the street. And he was following this guy, thinking about something else for a while. And then this guy just, after a couple blocks, just disappeared. And I like Tony Cornell's take, because he doesn't extrapolate to like things that can't be tested or anything like that. But the point he made following that anecdote was, okay, so I was thinking about something else. I was walking through an empty street, and that might have just been like my brain expecting a certain kind of guy to be on this street. And because it wasn't focused on anything, my brain just put a guy there. And when I looked for him, when I actually looked up, my brain realized that this guy wasn't actually there, and he disappeared. And so his follow-up to that was, this is something we notice when it's really obvious, like when we're totally alone. And your brain just infers the presence of another person, and you see it, and then it's gone. But how often does that happen? How much are we in the presence of other people? And if you're in a stadium full of people, your brain might just be inferring or guessing that there are some people out there that aren't there, but you're never going to notice. Like, your brain could do this all the time.
What?
That, like, that guy, you know, walking up the stairs at the basketball game with the beer in his hand, maybe your brain just put, like, in all the hustle and bustle, just created an image of this guy, but you have no way of checking unless you're totally alone and he's the only other guy there. And that's why we notice ghosts when we're alone, is our brains are just doing this at constant inference and stuff that we don't even know how often this happens. That kind of made me put the book down and sit and think for a while. I don't know, but it resonated with me a little bit.
I'm having an existential crisis. It seems like your brain tries to make up stories, it tries to make sense of things that are happening around you, and it tries to help you out in that way. But it's like, it seems like what you're telling me is that it's an unreliable narrator. Our memories are maybe not the most trustworthy. This is not good.
I don't know. I don't know if anyone's really tested for that idea, but the idea sat with me. And then stuff like this, it's like, it's not, our brains aren't making recordings. It means something else is going on. Cause I remember those things.
I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have to look into how memory works.
Be careful.
I feel like I leave these podcasts with like all this checklist of stuff to do.
And I am still kind of floored by the Pikachu's tail thing, because I thought that I remembered having the explanation. And that also turned out to be me misremembering it. I was wrong. All right. You want to finish this Cabo Citrus?
No. So, we should give it to a patron.
We should. They'll appreciate that.
Yes.
The Free Bin is a production of the Toledo Public Library, which is part of the Lincoln County Library District in beautiful Lincoln County, Oregon. Writing by Cindy Bilek, Sophia Kahn, and Harrison Baker. Original music by Harrison Baker. Editing by Harrison Baker and Sophia Kahn. The views and opinions expressed on this podcast are those of the speakers and do not necessarily reflect those of any organization they represent. Good night.